Continuing from the previous episode 1490. The thing in the coffin is the corpse of Tianwangzheng. Hearing Xiao Yan's shocking and heavy voice, Duo Chifei immediately gritted his teeth and said, because the black coffin was pierced by the black flame sword. An extremely tyrannical wave of terror emerged quietly. Duo Chifei, who has the rune of reincarnation, although Xiao Yan's body is not as sensitive to the aura of foreign evil races, his sense of smell is not much inferior to that of Xiao Yan, so he can detect some auras that other people can't detect. Everyone held their breath and stared at the amazing scene on the mountain peak in the center of the altar. If I expected it right, the corpse placed in this coffin is the corpse of the Heavenly King. Listening to Duo Chifei's opening, Xiao Yan also nodded lightly, and then everyone still did not move away from the white jade stone pillar. Sitting quietly on the white jade pillar, Xiao Yan spoke slowly. It is said that Tianwangzheng was seriously injured before his fall, but the black flame giant sword has an unspeakable evil aura. What is going on? Looking at the shocking scene, Lu Qing couldn't help it. She lost her voice. With her light attribute aura, she was able to sense the extremely evil aura above the black flame giant sword. This aura might not be weaker than the Earth-level powerhouse is among the foreign evil races. That giant sword surrounded by black flames. What is it? Suddenly, the sisters of the Yu family were also shocked, and couldn't help but say, it's an alien race, and looking at this breath, it should not be an ordinary foreign evil clan. I am afraid that the black flame giant sword pierced through the coffin is the power of the extremely powerful guy in the foreign evil clan. If the corpse of the Heavenly King Zhang is placed in the coffin, then the black flame giant swords incarnate into the extremely evil black flame giant swords to suppress the coffin. It makes sense. After a while, Yuan Yan said with a gloomy face, obviously that kind of extreme evil aura, even if they were far apart, made Yuan Yan quite uncomfortable. Yep, this mausoleum is the core of the ruins, and in the coffin, there are the corpses of the Heavenly King Zhang. As for the black flame great sword, it is an Earth-level extraterrestrial evil clan powerhouse. After a while, Xiao Yan took a deep breath. Said that with the keen sense of smell of other figures, they would find out sooner or later, so there was no need for Xiao Yan to hide it. What? Earth-level powerhouses from outside the territory? Hearing Xiao Yan's voice, the other girls suddenly lost their voices. Earth-level powerhouses, for them, are likely to die. Go! Let's go now. Get out of here. The next moment, Yuan Yan looked at Xiao Yan with a very serious face and said word by word. Yuan Yan knew that Xiao Yan was hiding a lot of things, and he could vaguely perceive it. Xiao Yan and the others were probably coming for this tomb, but the Earth-level extraterritorial evil clan powerhouse is an unparalleled powerhouse that is comparable to the human 5-star fighting immortal powerhouse. No matter how many Samsung fighting immortals are, there is no difference between them and sending them to death. We can't go. We promised Senior Fascinated Old Ghost to solve this foreign evil clan, and now, I'm afraid we are the only ones who can solve it. Seeing Yuan Yan so serious, Xiao Yan thought for a while, then smiled. There was a firm look in his voice. You will take them to death together like this. Yuan Yan seemed to have known Xiao Yan's decision for a long time, without any surprise, but said indifferently, Xiao Yan is not afraid of having holy flame, but the strength of other strong people is too weak. Don't worry, although this guy is tyrannical, he has been suppressed by Tianwangzheng for many years, and his strength has already disappeared, and we also have some means to deal with him. Duo Chifei heard the words and walked over to Xiao Yan and smiled. Road. Everyone, I'm afraid the trip to the Heavenly King's relics will end here. After a while, Xiao Yan said to the girls with a hint of apology on his face. Forget it, let's go first. It just so happens that the other disciples above Dongzhou have also entered the demon suppression prison, and they need a leader to lead the team. I'll leave it to you here. At this time, Mu Zhe, Yun Qi and the Yu family sisters all looked at each other and said. They knew that their strength was weak, and staying here would only add trouble to Xiao Yan and the others. The disciples of Dongzhou, I'll leave it to you. Xiao Yan nodded, and then his hands quickly changed, and the power of space containing a hidden aura suddenly emerged. Isn't this place forbidding the power of space? How could it be? Seeing that Xiao Yan seemed to be prepared, he immediately asked Madrigal. This is the core of the mausoleum, and we didn't set foot on the altar, so the power of space can be used temporarily. Everyone, let's go. After Xiaoyan finished speaking, a space fluctuation appeared above the white jade beam. Farewell. Xiaoyan, take care. Seeing Xiaoyan's expression so solemn, Yunqi immediately, Mu Zhe and the Yu family sisters stepped into the space passage one after another and disappeared. Next, I'm afraid it will be the real decisive battle of the mausoleum. After a few breaths, only Xiaoyan, Du Qifei, Lu Qing and the Yuan family sisters were left on the white jade pillar, Xiaoyan said. The fastest update of Qiqi novel, let's go, sooner or later we'll have to do it. After a little contemplation, everyone also left the white jade pillar, and then stepped on the smooth ground and walked towards the altar. This space is isolated by the black mist of evil aura, and the ground is filled with strange and smooth existences, and in the space, countless sacred auras emerge, and even in this space, there is no evil aura, just the black flame giant sword above the peak in the center of the altar exudes heart-pounding fluctuations. There is energy isolation on the edge of the altar. Qiqi's novel was first published on the internet. If we step into it, we have only two paths of life and death. After walking slowly, he suddenly came to the edge of the altar. Looking at the mysterious lines on the ground of the altar full of ancient flavors, Yuanyan's voice was very solemn. Let's go. There is an Earth-level outsider evil clan powerhouse in this area, and everyone gets it and kills him. In an instant, Xiaoyan said with a hearty smile, and then everyone suddenly stepped into it. Wing Om. Just as Xiaoyan and the others stepped on the edge of the altar, a great deed like a superior person suddenly appeared from the ancient lines on the ground of the altar, making everyone uneasy. However, although the coercion is extraordinary, it is fortunate that this breath is extremely gloomy and sacred, as gloomy as a ghost, but it is full of a touch of unusual sacred breath. How can there be a sacred atmosphere here? Is it an illusion? And just stepping on the altar, everyone did not move rashly. Xiaoyan and Yuanyan both stared at the ancient patterns on the altar floor, seeming to understand the secrets, Lu Yan said. Qing murmured, "Hello, Xiaoyan." At the same time, under the black mist, white jade stone pillars slowly emerged. Ghost Shadow Valley, Wanshan Palace and many other powerhouses also came to the top of the tomb at the same time. Even the three guys from the Soul Society also came here secretly. The real good show is about to emerge. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 1491. Xiaoyan. When Mu Shi and the living dead had just stepped on the white jade stone pillar and penetrated the evil black mist to the top of the tomb, they saw Xiaoyan deep in the center of the altar, and their expressions became distorted. The resentment emerged, and it was obvious that the two had a deep connection to Xiaoyan. Lu Yang, if there is a chance, immediately kill Xiaoyan. As for the ruins of the Tianwangzang, don't worry. Mu Shi said uncertainly. Did he know that the black coffin on the top of the mountain might be the ultimate goal of this trip, but his hatred for Xiaoyan made him roar. Okay, but before beheading him, the tomb of the King of Heaven is the most important thing. After speaking, the two also quieted down. The coffin is full of many hidden fluctuations. It seems that it is indeed the place where Tianwangzang fell. On a white jade stone pillar, Liu Yin and Nebula also spoke slowly. Senior sister, let's do it. Otherwise once other strong people succeed, I'm afraid. Lu Yun's eyes became hot. Wait a minute, there seems to be something wrong with the black coffin and the black flame giant sword. Senior sister Nebula directly resisted Lu Yun's impulse, her beautiful eyes flashing. The mausoleum of Tianwangzang, the treasures of the relics are all mine. Shen Jun of the Soul Beast Alliance looked at the strange coffin above the mountain and couldn't help laughing. Senior brother, the black flame giant sword above the coffin seems to have a trace of evil aura, so strong. After a while, the two people from Wanshan Palace also spoke at the same time. Tianwangzang, Heiju in Ghost Shadow Valley also looked weird, but the natural darkness made him extremely sensitive to the black flame giant sword above the coffin, as if it was filled with extremely evil destructive power. Is that all the power of the Sky Poison Temple is transformed? According to the information we have obtained, Tiandusha will spare no expense to completely obliterate Tianwangzang, and now it seems that Tianwangzang has fallen, but the situation of Tiandusha is not optimistic. But the powerhouses here are only 3-star fighting immortals. If they can successfully release the Sky Poison Temple, they will all be buried with them. Su. On a rather hidden white jade stone pillar, The three members of the Hidden Soul Society laughed grimly. The powerhouses of the four continents are naturally very hostile to the guys from the Hidden Soul Society, but at this time everyone's eyes are attracted by the coffin, and naturally no one notices them. It's all here. Xiao Yan, who was standing on the ground at the edge of the altar, immediately smiled when he saw the appearance of a tyrannical figure. It seems that you are waiting for them if you don't take the lead. Yuan Yan also slowly got up and turned his face to the crowd. Obviously, when they just stepped on the edge of the altar, they could clearly climb up the mountain. After all, Xiao Yan did not do that. Forget it. Who is Tianwang Zhang? His mausoleum is not that simple, and there is something wrong with the hell-like evil aura on the black flame giant sword. Xiao Yan shook his head. He didn't know why at the same time. Xiao Yan's soul power and the power of holy flame burst out a strong wave that kept Xiao Yan away from the coffin, so Xiao Yan did not take the lead. Judging from the fluctuations emanating from the two, it seemed that the threat posed by the incomparably evil black flame sword was far less intense than the faint aura in the coffin. Have you found anything? Looking at the many strong men who were constantly approaching the altar, Xiao Yan asked Yuan Yan calmly. The ancient pattern on the ground of the altar should be a rune used to expel and resist the erosion of evil aura. It is exactly the same as the one on the white jade stone pillar just now, but the rune here is stronger than the latter. Yuan Yan said, "Is that so?" Xiao Yan heard the words, nodded slowly, and then his eyes kept spinning, as if he was thinking about something. The fastest update of Qiqi novel, what's your plan? Lu Qing asked. You guys don't move for a while. I always feel that there is something wrong with this coffin and the black flame giant sword. Xiao Yan stared at the strange scene on the mountain and said, Okay. Several other people also believed in Xiao Yan, so they agreed. However, these powerhouses are all famous guys on the four continents. If we don't do it, they will definitely notice that there is something wrong with the coffin, so we have to do a full set of dramas. In order for them to do it, I have to run. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, his figure was like lightning, and he quickly walked towards the center of the altar. Not good. The other powerhouses originally watched Xiao Yan stand quietly on the edge of the altar and walked slowly. After all, their perception also found that there are many mysteries in this altar, but with Xiao Yan's sudden surge the speed, they didn't have time to think too much. The speed also skyrocketed, and then easily passed Du Qifei and the others, chasing towards Xiao Yan, because above the mountain was where the coffin was. Once Xiao Yan took the lead, they would also be able to returning without success. That kind of situation is obviously not what they want to see. Shameless child. You played tricks on us in Dead Silence Valley. Do you think you still have a chance? At this moment, a voice like thunder suddenly sounded, and it immediately followed Xiao Yan with a sharp roar of wind. Soul Beast Alliance? Xiao Yan's speed was still extremely fast. He turned his head to look at the figure chasing quickly from the side, and couldn't help muttering. Xiao Yan, retreat quickly, we can ignore the deadly valley, otherwise so many strong men join forces, you have only one dead end. Suddenly, Lu Yang, the living dead of the 1,000 Puppet sect, also suddenly drank. Then let's see if you have this chance. Xiao Yan's voice just finished, and he came to the bottom of the mountain without any hesitation. A dazzling flame emerged from his body, and the speed was soaring, directly facing the mountain. Go to the top. Damn. 1,000 Puppet Ghost Technique. After a while, the living dead Lu Yang snorted coldly, and the dazzling ghost energy around him suddenly converged into a vicious poisonous snake, with a terrifying aura of gloomy resentment, and shot at Xiao Yan suddenly, as if he wanted to. With this attack, Xiao Yan's progress was blocked. Blood Cat, stop him. Shen Zhen's face of the Soul Beast Alliance turned gloomy. At this time, an extremely fast Soul Beast figure suddenly swept out of its body and attacked Xiao Yan. The Art of 10,000 Souls. Seeing this, the two of the 10,000 Souls Palace frowned, and immediately launched an attack. Countless ghosts and ghosts appeared all over their bodies, and then shot directly at Xiao Yan. With suffocating heart palpitations, although they had no grudge against Xiao Yan, they naturally did not want the coffin to fall into Xiao Yan's hands. The fastest update of Qiqi novel, Tianian Rhythm. The two of Tianian sect did not hesitate. They took off the guqin from behind, and a melodious and crisp chin sound, with a dazzling murderous aura, suddenly attacked Xiao Yan. As for the powerhouses of the Hidden Soul Society and the Ghost Shadow Valley, they remained silent. This mountain doesn't seem right. Tisk tisk. How ruthless. Xiao Yan came to the middle of the mountain in an instant, but he had no choice but to look at the several fierce attacks around him, and he could only give up the climb temporarily. Tyrannical attack. The coffin is ours. Just when Xiao Yan was temporarily intercepted, the other powerhouses also passed over Xiao Yan and suddenly roared towards the coffin at the top of the mountain. He. Xiao Yan struggled to deal with several attacks, but seeing these powerhouses being tricked, the figure suddenly retreated, and the corners of his mouth also laughed. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 1492. Ha ha ha. The coffin hidden by the Heavenly King is mine. Many strong men intercepted Xiao Yan easily, and immediately used Shen Jun of the Soul Beast Alliance, Lu Yang, the living dead of the Thousand Puppet Ghost Sect, and Mu Shi, who were the closest to the mountain. Sure enough, he went to the top of the mountain regardless of the others. Damn, I can't let them succeed. The hearts of many strong people will become hot at that time. They know that whoever falls into the hands of a coffin, I am afraid that this trip to the ruins will end, and there is a king in the coffin. The hidden corpses may even contain many treasures such as the seal of the Heavenly King. Boom! The three at the front were extremely fast, and in a blink of an eye, they crossed the mountain and came to the circular ground at the top of the mountain. Bumble! The three of them had just arrived on the circular ground at the top of the mountain, when they felt a chill emerge from their hearts, even a wave of death, gently emanating from the coffin. He came out, but after a short period of weighing, he still did not stop. The evil aura on this black flame sword is too terrifying. The three of them had just set foot, and they were only a few meters away from the coffin. Their eyes became vigilant, and every step was extremely careful. What are you waiting for? Go! Shen Jun, who looked at the Soul Beast Alliance, hesitated, but Mu Shi and the living dead Lu Yang snorted coldly and moved quickly, facing the black coffin. Peefed! When the two were just 5 meters away from the black coffin, a milky white light suddenly appeared, isolating their bodies. Enchantment? Seeing a milky white light emerging from 5 meters outside the black coffin, it contained an extremely terrifying and tyrannical aura. Mu Shi took a deep breath, but the milky white barrier suddenly became illusory. Apparently it has consumed so much power over time that it is very broken now. Thousand-faced puppet, Wansi ghost. The power of ghosts. After the barrier appeared, the living dead Lu Yang's eyes became sharp. He knew the tyranny of the barrier. If the barrier was intact, they would have no chance. Unfortunately, the barrier was already extremely illusory. It can be erased in the flip of a hand, and immediately the dazzling dark ghost energy burst out and poured directly onto the enchantment. Why are you standing still? Hurry up and break the barrier. The living dead Lu Yang snorted coldly. Okay. When Mu Shi heard the words, he suppressed the shock and other concerns in his heart, and it could be seen that the two of them seemed to have reached some kind of consensus before. Bastard! The other Tianian sect, Wan Honggang and others also came towards the top of the mountain one after another, but Xiao Yan's figure suddenly retreated. Xiao Yan seemed to be forced to retreat by the attacks of many strong men, but it was not the case. It was just a deliberate move by Xiao Yan. After all, although these guys' attacks were tyrannical, they did not kill anyone. Xiao Yan was very easy to deal with. Bang bang bang! With the dazzling power of the living dead Lu Yang and Mu Shi injected into the milky white barrier, a tiny black mist that was difficult to catch with the naked eye suddenly appeared on the milky white barrier. And then combined with the power of the two, instantly broke the enchantment. Do it! Seeing that the barrier was broken, he didn't have any other thoughts to find out what the tiny black mist was. The living dead Lu Yang shouted loudly and came to the black coffin in front of the black coffin. Chi-Chi's novels are first published on the whole network, The Coffin of the Tianwangzang. The two were in front of the black coffin, and their hearts were shocked, and they smiled slowly. Shabu shabu. Then, both of them stretched out their palms wrapped in Do-Chi at the same time, and probed towards the black coffin. Damn. A step too late. Tianian sect and other powerhouses also came to the top of the mountain one after another, but watching the two of the living dead take the lead, they couldn't help saying. Boom! The figures of the living dead and Mu Shi were in the black coffin, one after the other, while the evil giant sword wrapped in black flames descended from the top down and completely penetrated the coffin, but at this time, the two actually did not have any movement. Cece! The palms of the living dead and Mu Shi suddenly touched the black coffin, but the strange thing was that nothing abnormal happened. Strange. Why doesn't this coffin react at all? The coffin that was touched by the living dead and Mu Shi didn't react at all, and the two immediately looked at each other with a hint of doubt in their eyes. Lu Yang, Mu Shi, put your things down, or you too will die today. Shen Jun of the Soul Beast Alliance was a little far away from the black coffin, so he could only snort coldly. Dream. The living dead contacted Mu Shi, snorted coldly, and then used all his strength to try to crack the black coffin. Quote. But what was waiting for the two of them was a dead silence. Obviously, no matter how hard the two of them tried, the black coffin stood motionless on the ground. What's the matter? The living dead couldn't help asking. This black coffin seems to be integrated with the mountain, and it is extremely difficult to open. For some reason, a trace of fear slowly emerged from Mu Zai's heart. Crash! Just when everyone was amazed and puzzled, a huge wave with a fierce wind attacked the two living dead with overwhelming force. The guy from the Hidden Soul Society? Not good. The living dead and Mu Zai's eyes shrank tightly. However, under such a tyrannical attack from the Comer, the dazzling fighting spirit was displayed in an instant. At this time, it was obviously impossible for them to retreat. You've been tricked. Suffered to death. Noticing that the living dead and Mu Shi didn't step back, Mo Baixuan, the second child of the Hidden Soul Society, sneered, and the handprints quickly changed to a strange and eerie handprint. At that time, the energy fluctuations that contained the monstrous water-type fighting skills were injected with something extremely evil, and without any hesitation, they suddenly whizzed away at the two. Peefed. Suddenly, Mu Shi spurted out a mouthful of blood, and when the living dead caught Mo Baixuan's attack, their breath became extremely chaotic, but Mu Zai's blood spewed strangely onto the black coffin. Suddenly, cracks appeared on the extremely solid black coffin, and even at the end, the sound of shattering sounded slowly. Bang bang bang. With the injection of blood, the black coffin exploded in an instant, and at the same time, a heart-pounding wave swept away. Wang Om! The black coffin exploded, and immediately circles of incomparably evil dark demonic energy suddenly spread out from the coffin. At that time, a stalwart aura, like a demon from the abyss of hell, slowly wake. At the top of the mountain, a corpse slowly emerged. At the chest of the corpse, the black flame giant sword completely pierced it, and the black coffin was turned into powder. Heavenly Poison Temple, it really isn't dead. Seeing the sudden scene in the sky, Xiao Yan frowned and spoke slowly. His voice was filled with an unusually solemn aura, because this was possessed by the black coffin. The strength of the memory that came out gave Xiao Yan a sense of weight like falling into an abyss. The fastest update of Chi-Chi novel. Continuing from the previous episode 1493. Wang Om! With the sudden action of the guys from the Hidden Soul Society, Mu Shi and the living dead were caught off guard. In addition to the mysterious black coffin, it exploded because of Mu Zai's blood. In front of everyone, there was a shocking scene. The place where the black coffin was originally placed was replaced by a sentence of white jade corpse. The white jade corpse contained countless tyrannical auras, as powerful as the superiors, but its chest was completely pierced by a black flame giant sword. The evil breath on the sword, as if it came from the abyss and hell, is extremely evil. This corpse was hidden by the King of Heaven? Looking at the corpse pierced by the black flame giant sword in midair, everyone couldn't help but exclaimed. On the corpse, countless extremely mysterious lines emerged, tightly wrapping the black flame giant sword, so that it could not move at all, but the corpse had limbs like a human being. Crash! Without the protection of the black coffin, this scene was just exposed to the air. Suddenly, the black flame giant sword, a trace of dark red evil black mist like liquid, suddenly came to life, and suddenly jumped. Not good. It's the original power of the Sky Poison Temple. Many strong men with extraordinary eyesight were shocked by the suffocating evil fluctuations on the black flame giant sword. They couldn't help shouting loudly. Guys will kill them. Su. Stupid humans. As soon as the black coffin is broken, there is no suppression. Although my current situation is not optimistic, this will still be the place where you fell. Suddenly, a demon-like voice suddenly came from the black flame sword. Cough. Mu Shi was attacked by Mo Baixuan before, and his breath was extremely chaotic, but at this time he was very close to the evil breath, and a wave of death filled his heart. "It's up to you." With the appearance of the sky poison break's voice, a moment later, a terrifying evil aura came from the body of the black flame sword, and then the dark red aura came off directly from it, and then brought it with him. The sky-shaking black fog was injected into Mu-Zai's body directly under the gaze of everyone. Mu-Shi didn't expect this scene, and he didn't have any resistance immediately, and was directly invaded by the dark red evil aura. Suddenly, his pupils shrank tightly, his eyes became red, and it was extremely painful. "This is the Sky Poison Temple, go back." Upon realizing this scene, the other powerhouses suddenly felt a shock in their hearts. Although the corpse of the heavenly King Zhang was near, but there was a Sky Poison Temple, I am afraid that what awaited them was only the dying. Bureau, after all, this day Dusha is a full-scale powerhouse, far from being comparable to them. Susu, the human body is really wonderful. After a short while, the dark red breath directly controlled Mu-Zai's body, so that on Mu-Zai's cheeks, traces of dark red golden light lines appeared, and the pupils became abnormally *** dark red. Even it is his breath, and it has soared to the level of a 4-star fighting immortal. It seems that my guess was not wrong. Although Tian Wengzhang has completely fallen, the power of Tian Dusha is not 1 in 10. Obviously, in order to completely obliterate Tian Wengzhang, Tian Dusha also paid a small price, and Tian Dusha's current power is probably only just 4-star fighting immortal rank. With these words, we have a chance of winning. Xiao Yan, who returned to the edge of the altar and joined the girls, stared at the evil Mu-Shi above the mountain with a smile. "Are you deliberately letting him control the human body?" Yuan Yan seemed to have noticed something and said, "The strength of the Sky Poison Temple is extremely tyrannical, but in order to completely obliterate the Tian Wengzhang, he lost his own body. Now he is only a trace of evil origin, so he must devour the blood of human beings to restore his own strength. Although the source of evil is extremely weak, it is floating and extremely easy to escape. If he controls the human body, we also have enough solutions to solve him. Qi Fei, Lu Qing, go!" After Xiao Yan finished speaking, a dazzling khaki-yellow holy flame instantly emerged, and at the same time appeared on everyone to protect it, and then the speed skyrocketed and went directly to the top of the mountain. As for Yuan Yanner, the female is standing quietly on the altar, arranging the formation. "Susu, humble human beings, accompany the corpse of Tian Wengzhang, let's fall together." After taking control of Mu-Zai's body, Tiandu suddenly snorted coldly. The dark red blood mist and evil aura were undoubtedly on display, and after a while, he waved his hand, and immediately faced many. The tyrannical attack went away. The art of all souls. The voice of heaven. Btth2, Ghost Whip. At the same time, many other powerhouses standing in the mountain peaks also did their best and roared directly. They knew that although the strength of the Sky Poison Temple is not 1 in 10, the dignified 4-star fighting immortals, the strength still has a devastating suppression on them, so they can only go all out. The fastest update of Chi-Chi novel, Hey! The extremely evil dark red blood mist easily broke through the crowd's attack, and then suddenly hit the crowd. Immediately, many strong people were shocked, and a mouthful of blood spurted out. Weng Om! At the same time, the black flame giant sword above the corpse also burst out with incomparably dazzling evil black mist, completely filling this space with black, but the only difference is this dazzling black gas. It is impossible to approach the white jade corpse, as well as the mysterious runes on the altar floor. This is terrible. Soul Beast Alliance Shen Jun looked pale at the Sky Poison Temple that was coming towards him step by step, and couldn't help shouting loudly. He knew that if it continued like this, he might be waiting for their group. Only death. Let's take action together and kill the Sky Poison Shah. Otherwise we will only have to die today. After a while, a trace of remorse appeared on the face of Ghost Shadow Valley's He Ju, and he said, "Do it." After a while, the 7 3-star Do Xian Perfection powerhouses present, directly facing the thunder, seriously confronted the Sky Poison Temple. Zheng Xin Lu Mao Chi Chi Novel Wang, WW. 7 3-star fighting immortals are complete. The strength is good, but the guys from Tianning Villa underestimated us too much. So, die. Sky Poison controlled Mu-Zai's body, and a black flame emerged from the palm of his hand. With the emergence of this black flame, the space suddenly became trembling. A strong, uneasy fluctuation suddenly emerged. Damn. This guy is too strong. Even the powerhouses who gathered 7 3-star fighting immortals with complete strength, when faced with the heavenly poison moment, whose strength is inexistent, slowly spread. Come. It's a pity that Tiandusha, a dignified and extraterrestrial evil clan powerhouse, turned out to be just a nameless person. Just as Tiandusha's Palm Haiyan was about to attack the 7 powerhouses, Xiao Yan's voice sounded like a Sanskrit sound. Generally, it emerges in this space. Boy. You will pay for your rude words. And this guy is also very resentful towards you. Since I have devoured him, let me help him understand his last wish. After Tiandusha finished speaking, his breath became stronger and he slowly stared at Xiao Yan. Being stared at by Tiandusha like this, Xiao Yan's eyes suddenly became serious, even Shengen's heart in his chest was beating fast, and the holy flame in his body was also spinning at a high speed. It will completely fall. Tiandusha has escaped, let's go too. Mo Baixuan, the second child of the Hidden Soul Society, said after a while. But that Xiao Yan is the person named by the Soul Palace, said the fourth brother Mo Yu. Let's go, their fall, sooner or later, we must go to the depths of the demon suppression prison, and there are more important things. Fourth, you stay and come with Tiandusha, we will go first. After speaking, the two also left here strangely. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 1494. Xiao Yan? Seeing the extremely cunning Xiao Yan's sudden action below, the impression of the other 7 powerhouses on Xiao Yan has also become extremely friendly. After all, the strength of the 7 of them can't resist the sky poison Sha hit, which made them understand that if they didn't leave here, I'm afraid there is only one way to fall. Let's get out of here as soon as possible. Xiao Yan said casually, and immediately formed a triangle with Du Qifei and Lu Qing and wrapped the Sky Poison Temple. At this time, the Sky Poison Bracer was controlling Mu Zai's body, and the evil dark red lines on his face made his aura very fearful. Even a 4-star Dushan perfectionist might have to give up temporarily. Originally, Xiao Yan didn't want to care about the other powerhouses, but if they all lost to the Sky Poison Temple, once they were swallowed by the Sky Poison Temple, and the Sky Poison Temple's strength was restored to the 5-star fighting immortal, I'm afraid they would even be the ones who possess the Holy Flame and the Reincarnation Rune. And can only do nothing. After all, there is still a glimmer of hope for the 4-star fighting immortal, but if it is a 5-star fighting immortal, it will undoubtedly die, so there is today's scene. Oh, Xiao Yan, thank you. Let's go. The 7 powerhouses glanced at the white jade corpse in the air with remorse. Although they were extremely reluctant, they turned around in an instant and walked directly to the place where they could exert the power of space. After a while, the 7 powerhouses also disappeared here, life and treasure. Obviously they chose the latter. Boom! Above the mausoleum, the boundless dark red blood mist completely enveloped the space in darkness. At this time, the space here was like the end of the day, extremely desolate, and even the blood mist was quite disturbing. The evil aura of disgust kept disturbing the minds of Xiao Yan and the others. It's all gone. It's really bad for me, but I don't know what you can rely on to oppose me. 3-star Do Xian level powerhouse, in my eyes, is not worth mentioning. Watching the other 7 powerhouses leave, Tiandusha did not act rashly. After all, dealing with these 3 guys with his strength was like pinching them to death. An ant is generally simple. Hoo. When Xiao Yan heard the words, there was a hint of heaviness on his face. Obviously, even if the strength of the Sky Poison Temple was out of 10, the strength of the dignified 4-star Dushan perfection level was enough to easily obliterate them. Fire Heart Tianyan. Red Flame. After a while, an extremely tyrannical khaki flame and a fiery red flame appeared on Xiao Yan's body. The 2-color flame just emerged, and the evil blood mist in this space disappeared. Obviously 2-color flames are not ordinary things. Holy flame? Looking at the extremely sacred earth yellow flame on Xiao Yan's body, Sky Poison's pupils shrank tightly, and he couldn't help losing his voice. Sacred flames are a deadly threat to their alien race. Saint Yan is tyrannical, but it's a pity that your strength is too weak. If Shengen is the one you are trying to rely on to defeat me, then I have to say that you will perish today. But this holy flame, I will accept it. After Tiandusha finished speaking, a dark red blood mist suddenly appeared all over the body. This dark red blood mist was different from the past. It seemed to carry an extremely terrifying aura, entrenched like a poisonous snake. Around his body, he was always alert to the two-color flame on Xiaoyan's body. It seems that you are also afraid of the holy flame on my body. Xiaoyan smiled lightly at the corner of his mouth when he noticed Tiandusha's actions. Although the strengths of the two are vastly different, Xiaoyan possesses the holy flame, and the sky poison Cha is seriously injured, so he has the power to fight. Little boy, I hope you will be safe and sound in a while. After Tiandusha finished speaking, a terrifying offensive was brewing. Thunder. When Xiaoyan was talking with Tiandusha, the reincarnation rune between Duan Qifei's eyebrows showed a trace of ancient and subtle fluctuations, which spread to Duan Qifei's entire body. On top of his skin, and immediately above Duo Qifei's delicate body, a gray thunderbolt appeared, and when the gray thunderbolt appeared, the mausoleum, which had long been shrouded in dark red blood mist, suddenly became quiet. Strange, how can the gray thunderbolt on this woman have a familiar smell? Could it be that I have encountered it before, but something is not right? Looking at the hidden lines on Duan Qifei's body, Tiandusha frowned and asked in doubt. The power of light. After a while, Lu Qing's beautiful eyes slowly flickered, and the bright dawn suddenly burst out from his body, and then with the gray thunder on Du Qifei's body, it turned out to be the dark red in this space. The blood mist is completely dissipated. The light system not only suppresses the darkness, but also has extremely tyrannical suppression for the evil races outside the territory. Damn it! As the other dark red blood mists in the space were completely expelled, the space suddenly returned to its original state, and the white jade corpse hidden by the Heavenly King was also exposed to the air. This guy casts the dark red blood mist. It seems that he wants to cover up the white jade corpse. Is there anything on the white jade corpse that makes him afraid? Xiaoyan looked at the white jade corpse that was pierced by the black flame giant sword. Immediately he wondered, Su, humble human beings, watch out, Du's blood explodes. When Dusha saw Xiaoyan's eyes looking at Baiyu's corpse that day, he couldn't help but say that his eyes became sharp, and the dazzling dark red blood mist all over his body directly turned towards Xiaoyan with the potential of lightning. Blast away. Tiandusha knew that Xiaoyan possessed holy flames, plus the woman with light-type fighting spirit and thunder fighting spirit on the side. If they discovered the secrets of the white jade corpse, I'm afraid that only the doomsday was waiting for him. Boom! The voice of the sky poison temple just fell, and the dark red blood mist all over the body suddenly seemed to have life. It turned into a ferocious giant snake, opened its *** mouth, and roared directly at Xiaoyan, along the way. Wherever he passed, the sound of bursts of space collapsing and shattering could be heard incessantly. The fastest update of Qi novel, Qifei, Lu Qing. Go to Baiyu's corpse. What's so weird? Xiaoyan said with a flat face, and then the dazzling Fire Heart Heavenly Rock and Feiyan Heavenly Seed gathered directly in his hands and began to quickly merge together. The fusion of holy flames and great heavenly seeds. I saw the khaki flame and the fiery red flame each being held by Xiaoyan, and then his face calmly and slowly approached this guy. What is this? After all, Tiandusha has never seen the fighting skills of flame fusion, and when he saw Xiaoyan's scene, he couldn't help but be surprised. Not good. But seeing the two women walking away towards Baiyu's corpse, he suddenly said in surprise. Sir, leave these two girls to me, you can concentrate on dealing with this guy. Just when Tiandusha was shocked, Mo Yu's figure emerged, and then directly wrapped around the two girls. This guy also has an evil aura about him. He should have an old relationship with my queen. Seeing that the two girls were temporarily blocked, Tiandusha narrowed his eyes slowly and then stared at Xiaoyan. Crimson Fire Seeds. Go! After all, this is not the first time that Xiaoyan has fused, and the fusion of the Holy Flame and the Great Heavenly Seed is far less laborious than the fusion of two Holy Flames. In an instant, a two-color flashing khaki and fiery red the Lotus Seed appeared directly in Xiaoyan's hands, and then a strange smile appeared on the corner of Xiaoyan's mouth, and he threw it directly at the vicious poisonous snake. Boom! When the blood mist poisonous snake's big mouth just touched the two-color lotus seeds, bursts of gorgeous flames, like fireworks blooming, exploded in an instant, and a chilling hot breath swept across in an instant. The entire space. I can't see that you still have some skills. It's just child's play, that's it. Since you are the controller of the holy flame, then I will spare no effort to obliterate you, thus completely suppressing the holy flame. As soon as these come, I must be very happy. After a few breaths, the energy ripples of the ferocious blood snake and the two-color lotus seeds in the air disappeared completely, and suddenly Tianducha was replaced by a rare tyrannical wave. This fluctuation is like a real abyss demon, and it has the demeanor of the king of the foreign evil clan. The fastest update of Chi-Chi novel.